Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to F124. My name is Gaming, and I'm alive, back again, making a brand new video here on F124 for my Formula 2 debut here in Bahrain for the sprint race.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint race then. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Bahrain represents an exceptional 3.36 miles of racing. Lots of opportunities to overtake throughout its 15 corners. Now, this track has built a reputation for being brutal on the rear tyres, so keep an eye on how these young drivers manage their rubber. Strategy here could ultimately determine the winner of the race. It's the start of the new campaign, and what better way to get underway than with a high-speed sprint? We welcome Alex Brundle to the commentary box. Alex, what are you looking forward to?
All of the different scenarios we can gather together when you put these great young drivers out on circuit. It's going to be a brilliant year, full of action, and I can't wait to get going with this first sprint.
Here we go then, a brand new F1 game, a brand new chapter in our story. Here we are then in Bahrain. The 5 red lights are coming on for our first ever race. In F124, it's 5 red lights are on. It's lights out, and away we go. Not the best start, dropping back as you can see there. Looks like that's a Prema going past, and our teammates going past too. That's dropping us down in P13. With, it looks like Saga, we go down the inside into turn 1, almost making contact there. As you can see, the Bullard is going to be flying across the track, as you can see right there. It went across the track. Oliver Behrman with not a really good exit. Oliver Behrman is now between us and Hauger. He's sandwiched. He can't make a move as we now are on the inside. As we look down the inside at Hauger, we're going to try to make this move stick. He's still hanging around the outside, but we squeeze him just like that up into P8 after dropping back from P13 after a terrible start. So 2 positions gained in this race. Of course, just 6 laps here in Bahrain. Of course, this is a sprint race shorter than the feature race. As we look around the outside, actually, I think that was more of just a late braking on Crawford. Crawford is defending on the inside. We're going to have to look around the outside, but then we do a switch. We send it down the inside, hitting the bullet, and we hit Vesti. That's not good. We spun out, but just not completely. So that is us now all the way down into P13 once again, but this time from our own mistake once again behind our teammate Theo Porcher. As we brake a lot later than Porcher, looking down inside, almost contact as you see the little wobble from Porcher there. As we now regain P12, of course that's still -2 from our start position in P10. Of course, in Formula 2, the top 10 are reversed, so we did qualify P1 for this race. Going a little bit wide there. Theo Porcher is now looking down the inside. We squeeze him a little bit, probably a little bit too much since he's our teammate. Don't want to do too much. Staying on the inside line, of course, not just swerving across the track. So that was a very eventful first lap for our first ever race here on F124 of nonetheless our Formula 2 debut. Here are then on lap 2, right behind Stanek, as you can see in P11. We are hunting down that P11 once again, going down the inside like we did on lap 1, but this time no collision, nothing wrong in the overtake, done really cleanly. That is up into P11. Here we are on lap 3. As you can see, we have an objective to get P7 in just 2 laps, which I highly doubt we'll do anything else. We send it down the inside into Rubla. That is us up into P10. I'm surprised we didn't make contact there, but it looks like we are cleanly through up into P10. Now we're gonna have to start hunting the group of cars ahead once again. Oh look, it's Oliver Behrman, just like that. We're already back on Behrman, but it looks like we didn't have a really good exit going wide there. Now it looks like Dereva is going to try as we go cut across back the track. That's probably not really good, but that is us in P10. Lap 4, I said these overtakes will come. These overtakes are coming a lot more than I thought it would. We go down inside, barely avoiding contact there with Hauger, as you have to go across the track, back onto the track, almost into Behrman. Behrman obviously getting a really good exit there, not having a terrible exit. So we brake a lot later than Behrman, almost going off the track, almost cutting the corners. We go wide again, allowing Oliver Behrman to look around the inside. Now he's trying to hang around the outside, but of course we have the racing line, so he will have to yield. That is us up into P9. A couple of mistakes there, which we cannot keep doing if we want to get that better position. Of course, it looks like we won't get this objective. Oliver Behrman, it looks like it's in our slipstream. He does pull out, meaning he won't make an overtake, so that is us keeping that P9. Of course, our goal is to get P7 by the end of this race. And now the end of the race is here for this sprint race. Of course, there's a feature race after this. As we look down the inside on Hauger, we almost send it, but we are a little bit cautious there, avoiding hitting him. But he has a Terrorbox, and you saw that smoke a little bit as we make contact. Luckily, no damage for us. Of course, we don't want to damage front wing like this. Hauger is defending on the inside. We brake slightly later than him. A big wobble from Hauger there, almost losing control it looks like, but we sweep around the outside, taking P8. I don't know if we're gonna get Crawford by the end of this lap. He is about 1 second ahead of us. We're gonna have to brake, as we're gonna have to try to gain as much time as possible on Crawford if we are to get that P7. So as you can see, the gap is slowly going down, now down to 6/10. Luckily, we don't run wide there. We do have DRS, but so does Crawford. So like this DRS won't really matter as we are now in the DRS train. Let's see, Hauger is about 5/10 back, so he is dropping back a little bit, a lot more than I thought. As we look around the outside, braking a lot later there than the AI. And the gap is now down all the way to 2/10. The AI for some reason braking on this corner, even though you can usually take it out flat out even if you lift a little. We're almost into the back of Crawford there as we run wide, allowing Crawford to gain a really good exit on us. That is obviously not optimal, but it is what it is. We have to settle, it looks like, for P8 in this sprint race, but of course the feature race is still after this. Look how close we get to the end of Crawford, but of course we don't have that room, we don't have that straight line to get past, so that's us in P8 in the sprint.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
The new...
Right, mate, excellent start to the season throughout qualifying yesterday, but that's only half of it. I need to convert that pole into a win to make it really count.
So here we are then, 5 red lights are coming on for the feature race, our first feature race, our first full race, our long race. It's lights up, and away we go. We get a much better start than we do in this sprint race. Of course, we're on the hard tires. Hauger in P2, as you can see, we're going to go side by side into turn 1. Hauger down on the inside, he does yield, allowing us to gain the racing line, but we go really wide, allowing Hauger to look around the outside. Luckily, we keep the position with the racing line. Just like that, we keep that P1, which is the points we need to gain for the championship. Of course, we want to get into F1. It'll be better if we win the championship if we want to get into F1. Hauger now dropping back significantly, so it looks like I set the AI a bit too low, which I will be changing over the course of this career, obviously, as I adjust to the game, as I learn my ups and downs, my skills and weaknesses and stuff like that. But that was it. Basically, that was it for this race. As you can see, the gap is now down to 2/10, so actually the AI isn't even that highly, that I guess like too slow compared to me. As Hauger goes around the outside, is now on the inside there. He hit the board, which is actually surprising, and he has to slow down significantly. The gap, which was about 1/10, is now significantly higher at, or fluctuating around 7/10 behind. As you can see, Hauger has been pushing this entire time with the purple sector. I mean fastest lap. I don't know why I'm stumbling with my words. Hauger is now about 8/10 and 9/10 behind, so it looks like that mistake costed him a lot, and his focus too. We're gonna try and make no mistakes here, as we are currently leading the bar and graph. The gap is about 1 second. If we can keep this as we head into DRS detection zone, yes we do. We don't go wide. Hauger does not have DRS for this straight. That means he will get attacked behind us. We should probably pay attention in front of us. Hauger is now 1 second back. What seemed like he was going to overtake us into turn 1. Now over a second behind us. It looks like this will be our day. Maybe it didn't go for us in the sprint race, but for us in the feature race, as you can see, we are pushing a purple middle sector, which is surprising without DRS. But just like that, we are absolutely pushing the limits of this car to keep that P1. As you can see, wiggling the car a little bit to show my happiness. and into the last corner we go, over a second ahead of Hauger, who seemed so threatening throughout the entire race. But that is us in our first feature race in Formula 2, winning for the first time.
Oh, superb driving. That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
A great win then for the ART team today.
Well, they've sent that one, haven't they? Brilliant start to the season, and that's exactly what they wanted for their early points tally.
An amazing race today, and a very well-deserved one too. The team worked very hard to get exactly the right setup out of the F2 car. It works for them, and the results speak for themselves. ARTGP winners today.
So yeah, that was an exciting first race here on F1 24. Of course, our F2 debut has gone really well. 29 points in the bag, 29 points for the championship. Of course, we are going to try to get the best position we can in that championship so that we can get promoted into Formula 1. Not the best race for us in the sprint race. We probably could have done better if we hadn't had that incident in lap 1. But it is what it is. We'll take the points that we have. And that is us ending round 1 in our Formula 2 season. Oh yeah, and I forgot the new feature of the ratings. As you can see, I'm not rated that bad actually, because I did pretty well in qualifying. And in the race too, as you can see, 66 rating, not that bad, but we'll continue to improve. This is Game Sign Off. I'll see you next time.